Yo, what is going on, guys? My name's a friendly machine, and today, guys, if you can tell by the sound of my voice, I'm ill, so that's the reason I haven't been as consistent as I usually would with the uploads, especially because I've got a 2-week break now for off school and stuff. But I've still got work obviously to do for school and college, or whatever you want to call it. But anyways, today this isn't about that. This isn't about my life. This is about the top 5 most underrated guns in Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now today, these aren't going to be necessarily the best guns. I mean, there is some pretty good guns in this list that I'm surprised that not a lot of people are using, and that's the reason they're in this list, because these guns in this list are going to be the guns that I don't really see used often on me in multiplayer, or my teammates on me using in multiplayer as well. So I feel like they should be put on a larger or higher up the scale pedestal than they're already put on, because they actually can be used really effectively. And getting straight into the list then, with that being said, in the number 5 spot is the XR2 Sir. This gun I feel is really underrated just because of the fact it's superior in a lot of people's eyes to the M8A7, but I don't think so. I've been using this a lot recently, and in my top 10 best guns list, I believe this was I believe it was number 9, and I regret putting it there now, because honestly, if you land all your shots, if you've got a good connection, and I know them two things can be kind of lucky factors, because a lot of people have differentiating and fluctuating connection, and a lot of people sometimes have their aim on, and then some days it's just completely all over the place because it might be their first game on using that gun. So yeah, it's a good gun if you know how to use it and actually kind of stabilize your aim when putting these shots into people, and it can be really powerful. So that's why it's in the number 5 spot. I mean, it's commonly used, to be honest, but I just feel it's underrated because of the fact everybody uses the M8A7 once they've unlocked it, because that's usually people's permanent unlock. And getting straight into that number 4 spot, you guys won't be expecting this. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah, it's the LK9. So I've got gameplay in the background of me versus bots on this using the Akimbo LK9s. The reason for this, guys, don't have a go at me if you see this anywhere but my channel, because this might get uploaded to someone else's channel or something, maybe Carnage, I don't know. But don't have a go at me because I've got gameplay against bots, right? The reason I've got this against bots is because I was not level 49 to unlock the LK9 at the time of me recording this gameplay in the background. Wow, that was a rhyme now. I should be a rapper. But anyways, like I was going to say, this is a really freaking good gun. A lot of the older Call of Duties, especially like Modern Warfare 3 for example, the FMG9s, they were a machine pistol just like the LK9. You slap a Kimbo on them and they're some of the best guns in the freaking game. If you use them on Dome, I mean, nearly a guaranteed Moab every time because they're so overpowered. And the same goes for this, to be honest, because like if you put a Kimbo on a machine pistol in this game, even the RK5, which kind of like replicates the M93 Rafika from Modern Warfare 2, it really honestly does go to work, guys. I'm not just saying that because I'm versing recruit bots in the background and obviously they're really easy to kill, but I haven't adjusted any of the health settings of these recruit bots, and as you can see, I'm clearing out multiple enemies at a time in a single clip and everything like that. So they're powerful, they have an okay amount of ammo, to be honest, to clear out more than one enemy at a time, and that's what you want with a gun these days, especially with the new movement system in Call of Duty now. And that's the reason why I think this gun is really underrated, or these guns, if you want to go about the underrated factor about the weapon, which is a Kimbo. Once it's slapped on the gun, it goes from a kind of mediocre-ish pistol to a really demolishing sidearm. I mean, if you're running out of ammo, you need to reload, and remember, Captain Price always says switching to your sidearms is much faster than reloading. I don't know if you guys are OG enough to remember that from the campaign of the Infinity Ward series of Modern Warfare, but he says that, and yeah, it's kind of true with these type of guns. That's why it's underrated. They do a lot of damage on small maps, especially like Nuketown, the LK9. So in the number 3 spot right now, I don't know if a lot of you guys will really agree with me on this one here, but it's the BRM. I put this here because I feel like the Gorgon, obviously towards the start of the game, it was like a really controversial topic. A lot of people were using it because they were saying it's overpowered or borderline overpowered, with the fact it's a 2-shot LMG, right? And then there's the Dredge, which is just, I mean, we've never seen anything like that before. A 6-round burst LMG, or a 6-round burst weapon overall, we've never seen. And then there's the Dingo. I mean, the Dingo, it's so more superior in fire rate, and if you can land more shots in this game quicker, I feel like that rewards you more, because it's all about the rapid fire in this game, or it's all about the fire rate, I think, especially on machine guns. I mean, the Shiva in itself, it doesn't really do too much when you put rapid fire in it. I'm not sure about the MX Garand because I don't have it, but I feel like the Dingo has more like shed on it, and I get killed by the Dingo a lot more often in multiplayer than I do the BRM. But the BRM, if you can land your shots, it's kind of like the XR2 compared to the M8A7. If you land all your shots, you got a good connection. This gun, it can just basically tear holes in people. I got a nuclear in the gameplay in the background, But you guys aren't going to be seeing that because towards the end of the kill streak I actually used the XR2 to finish everybody off, so you guys are just going to be seeing gameplay of that streak with the BRM, and that's why I really think it's underrated, because a lot of people think it's clunky, slow and everything, but really if you watch drifters in depth about it, it's actually a pretty freaking good gun, and it hits hard, and when it hits hard it puts them down on the ground, and when I say down on the ground, even Rejack can't come back from it. Wow, it was a really bad pun, but anyways, I am not taking any responsibility for you guys who get killed by the specialist ability Rejack when Nomad gets right back up from using Rejack when you've shot him with the BRM and killed him previously, because that was a freaking joke, guys, come on. Anyways, in the number 2 spot right now, we have the HVK. Now, the HVK, in my opinion, I feel like this gun is underrated, but I don't feel like it's a really extraordinary gun in the game, unless, let me finish my point here, guys, if you put a lot of attachments on it. I feel like this gun, it's one where you have to stock up on attachments. I made a video called Perks versus Attachments ages ago, and this is the gun I showcased in it. And why? Because I feel like this gun, it's really successful with attachments, and the perks don't really seem to budget. Obviously, when you're in a gunfight situation, it's down to your gun skill and everything. I know perks can sometimes aid that because they can have better map positioning, or if you get stunned like with tactical mask, you know, you can evade different situations of actually being incapable of shooting them. But obviously, it's really down to the gunfight, the raw gunfight of it, where you're shooting them, they're shooting you. And the HVK with a lot of attachments, guys, is pretty good. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah, that's what iDubbbz would say. But anyways, guys, it's a really good gun, honestly, and it's a really good gun to get dark matter or even gold or anything if you're going for dark matter or diamond on assault rifles, because I mean, if you have to use a lot of attachments, it's going to be easy to get that one where you have to stock up on attachments. I don't know the one where you take the attachments off or anything like that, but I mean the one where you slap on 6 attachments which include an optical, and bearing in mind I feel like this gun needs an optical whether you're using the ELO sight or the red dot. I mean, if you don't have the ELO unlocked, use the red dot because the iron sights are just so clunky on this gun. That's why it's in the number 2 spot, because I feel like it's really underrated. It can be made up to a potential best gun in the game with the use of a lot of attachments, but that's obviously, you know, deciding whether to use perks or attachments, and that's another debate for another video that I've already made, so it's in the link in the description down below, and the first link you will find will be that video. So anyways, diving into the number 1 spot, the most underrated gun in my opinion in Call of Duty Black Ops 3, ding ding ding, or drumroll please, or anyone, does anyone want to do it? No? Alright, we'll just get straight into it. So the Razorback. A lot of you guys will be thinking, well, Machine, this was a really dominant gun in the beta. It's obviously a really dominant gun now for a lot of people, but I don't feel like its actual part in dominance is shown enough, because in the gameplay in the background, right, for example, I'm solo, I'm in 6v6 TDM. Guess what the score and kill death ratio I get right? Yeah, have you guessed now? Calculated in the comment section? No. Okay, I go 61-4 solo. I know I'm running lethals and everything, but you'll see in the gameplay in the background, this gun, it's really good for every type of situation. I mean, the Razorback, it's an SMG, so obviously it's going to be good up close. Medium range engagements, this gun just feels freaking right. I mean, the Cuda, I sometimes have to, you know, get my accuracy on point with that gun to actually get their medium range kills with an SMG. But the Razorback, it just feels natural. Not even a foregrip on the gun, and it's going to town. Honestly, it's a really good gun, and I feel like a lot of people underlie it because of the fact they obviously think in the beta that was a lot different to the actual game now, and a lot of people are saying, well, the Razorback isn't the best SMG, so I'm just going to use one that's better than it for close range situations like you would use for an SMG anyways, like the VMP or the Cuda, and you will knock them quicker anyway. So I don't know why a lot of people would want to permanent unlock this, although I have. That's why I'm using it in the gameplay in the background with that sexy violet camo, and that's the reason it's in the number 1 spot, because it basically is good at everything. It's good at every situation. I don't know what else to say, guys. I might get my words mixed up and everything, but I just can't believe the gameplay I got in the background with it, because 61 kills in a TDM, which only goes up to 100, 6v6 solo, I mean, that's freaking good for me. I'm not classified as a permanent pub stomper or anything, although I do like my gameplays. I mean, occasionally, but it's a really good gun. It's probably the most underrated gun in the game, in my opinion at least, and you guys should definitely go try it. So if you want to like see a best class setup on it, and you want to see the full gameplay in the background, let me know, and I will bring that to you guys. So that's all I've got for you guys today. Thank you all for watching. Slap a like on the video down below if you feel the video deserves it, and I love all your faces. Thank you all for watching again, and peace out.